Greetings, my lovelies, and welcome to the new 22 energy of elegant creations. Let's get started. So, I'm going to get right into what I'm doing here today. I have a post office envelope, and I am going to create a little journal. And this little black piece of cardstock, some cardstock I have used before. I used it once before and punched some holes. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to create the spine for this little journal. And I'm going to pull together the cover in this video. And I'm probably going to do 2 or 3 different videos um, to bring this forth and show it to you. And I'm going to try my best to make it as much as possible on camera so you can see and give you a little more detail on how I create. So I cut this down. I went ahead and cut it down to the size that I want the journal to be. So I cut it right along those red lines on both sides. So this will open up like that, but we're going to keep it closed. So it's going to give the journal that padded feel, that cushiony feel. It'll give the journal that. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to tape all the pieces together. And to do that, I'm using some duct tape. And what I have found over time is that duct tape works just as good, if not better, than the tie back that I love so much. And duct tape is also cheaper than the tie back. So go figure on that, y'all. But I always say you have to do what works for you. Use what works for you. Do it the way it works for you. And I have to do the same. I have to do what works for me, and I have to use what works for me. And as long as it works for me, I don't worry about. I don't worry about. Um, I don't worry about what anyone else think of it, as long as it works for me. Because hey, let's face it. We all have our little quirks and qualms. We all have our own way we like things done. Especially if you're a creator, a crafter, or somebody who designs or creates something. You all pretty much almost already have your own way of doing it. So mostly what I'm doing now, what I'm going to be showing now and in 2022 is pretty much for people who are just beginning and who want to learn how to find their own niche, because that's what you have to eventually do. I can sit here and show you all day every day, but until you actually sit down and do it yourself, it may not show your full potential until you sit down and do it yourself. Now, I know that's looking kind of way raggedy, y'all, but I'm going to clean that up so fast it's going to make your head spin. Because I'm going to make it do what it do, baby. Yeah. Okay, so now what I have is I have my I have my spine in, and so we have the beginning foundation of this book. And I'm just going to kind of cover this up with duct tape. So now I have the whole thing blinged out with this duct tape. See that? So the next thing I'm going to do, is I'm going to cover this with some brown paper. This is all foundation work. If you don't have a good foundation, I don't care how pretty your book is, I don't care how much effort you put into it, if you don't have good foundation, you know, then your book is gonna eventually fall apart. But if you have a good foundation, your book can last for many, many generations. And it can be passed down from generation to generation just because you gave it a good foundation. So now I have this, and this, like again, you saw, is a soft cover, so it's not going to be totally flat, and I like it because I can bend it any kind of way I want because it is a soft cover. That is what I love about soft covers. They are very pliable. Okay, so now I have my foundation pretty much done. And so now I'm going to add some detail. I'm going to take one of my papers and I'm going to cut it. I've already folded it where I want the cuts to be. So I'm just going to cut it. A little short. So now I got it cut. I have my detail paper cut. So this is going to be the detail around the outside. And so I'm going to go ahead and glue those details on. So I'm going to glue all the details on all the way around, just like that. Okay, so now I have my trim all the way around, my detailed trim all the way around. And so now I'm going to decide what papers I'm going to put on here, and the theme of this little journal. What is it representing? What energy am I working in with this little journal? So I haven't decided that yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out some papers, and I'm going to go through these papers, and I love that. I love it. And I'm going to decide, on the cover now. Ooh, I love that. But these are all contenders. So how I do it is I go by the energy. I pick out contenders, and I'm kind of leaning towards a vintage vintage journal, vintage letters, maybe that's what this will be. Vintage letters, vintage words. Look at that one. So I don't know which one of these papers. That one is gorgeous as well. I like that. Okay, so I'm gonna start some elimination. I'm gonna eliminate that one. I'm going to eliminate all of the, let's see, before I eliminate all of the, yeah, I'm gonna eliminate, oh, that's pretty, but I'm gonna eliminate all of the pages that oh, I gotta keep that one. I'm gonna eliminate all the pages that oh, that's pretty, that okay, eliminated all of the pages that I wasn't feeling. So now I'm with these. Out of these, what am I feeling? What energy am I feeling? Okay, those two are eliminated. Let's see what else. I'm gonna eliminate that one. Oh, okay. Going with vintage letters. Vintage letters. Okay, I've decided. I'm gonna go with this one. I'm gonna go with this one for the cover, you guys. And this is gonna be a vintage letters journal, kind of mysterious, kind of old world. So this is going to be my cover. Let me see if it's gonna fit the way I want it. Yeah. Okay, so this is the front cover, and this is the back cover. Oh, it could go front, back. No, I want it this way. So that's the back cover. This is the front cover. And we'll come back to the spine later, but yeah. Okay, so now I have the cover on the front. That is the front cover, and that is the back cover. Okay, and we left the spine bare because I'm not going to do the spine until after I put the signatures in. So what I'm going to do now is on the inside, on the outside I left the spine bare. On the inside I want to cover the spine. That's my focus on the inside is to cover the spine. I'm not concerned about the outsides because I'm going to put fold out panels on both of those outsides. So I'm just concerned with the center. But I'm going to put a whole paper. Well, not really a whole paper. Let's do that. We'll do that for the middle. So the reason I make sure that the inside of the spine is covered with something pretty is because when I space my signatures apart, there's going to be space showing in between each signature, and so then you have this beautiful design showing through in between each signature. You'll have this beautiful design showing through. Okay, so now that I have my center piece in, I'm going to end this video and call it quits for this one, and I'll be back in the next video with part 2 of making a vintage letters gratitude journal. Yeah, thanks so much for watching. Much love.